Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Secret Empire issue number 5 as the war continues to mount between Hydra and the Avengers Resistance. What old faces will return to complicate matters? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Alright, so as always, these issues are positively jam-packed, so let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right on into it. As the comic opens, we check on in with Black Widow, who has currently been taken hostage by Viper. Only Natasha's not really been taken hostage. It's one of those classic, hey, let me get caught on purpose so you take me back to your secret base type of deals. You thought that was just a move for supervillains, but nah, heroes can do it too. It's also a smokescreen operation. Black Widow can keep the main Viper forces busy while the rest of the champions, her team, go and extract an important VIP. Moreover than that, Black Widow had the extra good fortune to crash Viper's meeting just as she was giving a bunch of big governmental payoffs to a series of drug dealers. A big no-no in the new Hydra world order, and if Captain America found out about any of this, he would execute Viper quite violently and quite publicly. Now from there we check on in with the rest of the Avengers Resistance. They've been traveling the world trying to collect all the remaining pieces of the Cosmic Cube before Captain America and Hydra can. So far they've run into a bit of bad luck. After getting Pimtron's piece and also getting lucky again in the Savage Lands, they've hit a series of roadblocks, starting with Black Panther and Wakanda. You see, King T'Challa has actually done a pretty good job keeping Hydra and Captain America at bay, but when Iron Man and the rest of the team come a-calling asking him to hand over his shard, he doesn't want to do it. He says he's doing a perfectly fine job protecting it, and even if he wasn't, he's seen full well what happens when men like Tony Stark think they have the best intentions of the world in hand. He does, however, say if they do manage to complete the cube, by all means bring it back to him in Wakanda and he'll keep it safe from anyone who would want to use it for evil. That's a real bummer, and the team's next couple stops are equally as fruitless. They got a stopover in Madripoor that yields nothing, a trip to Asia, wherein we get treated to a truly awesomely rendered fight scene wherein demigod superhero Hercules is forced to fight the evil Gorgon and ends up crushing the bad guy's head with a stone arm. But no pieces to be found. They do, however, find Kung Fu Master Shang-Chi, who says he did have a shard of the Cosmic Cube once, but it was taken from him by the White Queen Emma Frost. With tensions mounting and the clock ticking, the rest of the team are actually starting to lose faith in Hollow Tony's ability to find the Cosmic Cube shards, and because of that they decide they need to take a break, head back to base and contemplate their next move. Now one of the biggest hanging questions fans have about Secret Empire involve Captain America and Mjolnir, how he was able to lift it seemingly against all logic. Stranger still, Steve doesn't keep the hammer on him or anything. He leaves it lying out in public as a warning to everyone else that if he wanted to rain godly thunder down on people, he would. He also tells new Tyon Minister Beast that he better sort out the White Queen and the Cosmic Cube shard for him, or so help him, the mutants will be next on his hit list. What about Thor in all this? Why is he on Captain America's Avengers? Why is he taking orders from a dude so evil? Well, as we discover, Thor has been completely cut off from the rest of Asgard due to the World Shield. Jane Foster is also being kept hostage in some manner of purgatory by Captain America and Hydra. While all of these events have forced Odinson into some manner of existential crisis, unsure of what to do next. Now, back at Resistance HQ, the Avengers are celebrated upon their return, but Tony's not feeling too great right now. Raz, the new Giant Man, has been working on a machine that should be able to send messages to either the past or the future, and he hopes that somehow, some way they'll be able to use it to rally help to their cause. Tony isn't exactly sure about this, saying that it's a very Reed Richards idea and it should be commended, but he's no Reed Richards. Even more disheartening, the device that Hollow Tony had been using to try and locate the Cosmic Cube shards, yeah, it's totally fake actually. He was just guessing up until now and he had been right a couple times. He wanted to try and keep hope alive in the Resistance, and he didn't want to let everyone know just how royally screwed they are. And speaking of being royally screwed, it's at this point we discover none other than Mockingbird was actually the traitor inside the Resistance this whole time. Ugh, the SHIELD agent, always the SHIELD agent. Cap sends his Hydra ships to begin to assail the Resistance's hideout. Their shields are strong, but they won't be able to hold out forever, and even still, that's not what Cap hopes to use to destroy them. Now, hey, you remember all those cutaways to a dream dreamlike world wherein Steve has been walking, kind of reliving his memories. In the previous issues, he met up with a dream version of Sam and Rick Jones. Well, we return to that here, only with a hell of a twist attached to it. You see, Sam and Rick end up getting captured by the freaking Red Skull. He seems to be trapped in the very same dreamscape, only he seems to remember who he is and what's going on, and says that he and Steve need to get the hell out of here and quick. And while we're on the subject of returning faces, and we most definitely were, we see what Captain America's secret weapon for bringing down the Resistance really is. It seems that the Hydra doctors and scientists have been working overtime to resurrect an old friend. They say this fix isn't permanent, but Captain America says he doesn't need this guy to live for too long, and that person turns out to be Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, back from the dead and confused as hell. So that was Secret Empire number 5, everyone, and again, there's a lot to take in this issue. First off, hats off to Sorrentino's artwork. It's really well done, and some of the bigger, flashier fight scenes are absolutely beautiful to look at. Nick Spencer manages to spin a lot of story plates. I feel a lot more rewarded that I have read the tie-ins, but if I didn't, I wouldn't feel lost, which is, something really hard for them to pull off, but I think they managed to do it here. As far as the twists go, Mockingbird being the rat, I suppose, should have been obvious, as she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and all the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents had their brains washed. I'm happy to see the Hulk back, as he is no joke my favorite Avenger and always has been, but they basically say he's not going to live to the end of this story, and as we've seen in Legacy, he won't be having a new solo book, so don't get your hopes up too high. It also feels like they had to do a lot of work to bring him back, considering Bendis just killed him off in Civil War 2. Overall, though, I'm still really digging Secret Empire, and I still have no idea where it's going, and that's good for these big events. Overall, I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Solid. So, there's your big event book for the week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and while I have your attention, why not check out some of these other videos I've worked on from throughout the week. You can also find links to all my social media feeds down in the description below. If you're feeling in a supportive mood, I also have a Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can get exclusive access to videos and podcasts before anyone else, while also helping the channel grow. It would be much appreciated. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in another video. Bye-bye.